As a Hindu, I feel I am serving the mother. When I give them grass and water and they lick my hand, it's like blessings that fall from above.
This magnificent creature is perhaps the most revered of all animals in cultural and religious history.
Tatanka. Tatanka.
For example, in Egyptian mythology, the goddess of beauty and war, Hathor, was often depicted as a cow or a woman with horns carrying the sun. In African culture, cattle is symbolic of wealth, but also history. In Jainism, cruelty to such an animal is considered the highest sin. And in Hinduism, many Hindus believe the cow is a manifestation of the Hindu goddess Gauri and is home to other deities. So while the bull is seen as a symbol of masculinity and virility, the cow is seen as a symbol of gentle love and giver of life. Well, no wonder the cow is the national animal of Nepal, protected by the Constitution. Here in Trinidad, there was a time when almost all households had a cow, maybe even a bison or bhaisa, whether for milk, agriculture, transportation, or religious purposes. He's in his 80s and can still be seen in his tall boots with cutlass and brass knife, bundling fodder for his cows. Pundit Ramsundar Parasram tells me how he sees the cow as a symbol of prosperity in many ways. Here is where the past meets the present.
From the time I was 7, 8 years old, we in the cow pen. When your father go to mill or to do anything with the cows, we go to the pen. When he milk, we drink the milk and then come home inside.
Having spent some time at the Exchange Siwala, which is a mud temple, naturally I asked about the art of leaping.
Let me tell you something about this leaping. Long ago, nobody had, you had to be wealthy to have tiles and so on. So we had a nice dirt floor. So when you walk on dirt, eventually while you're walking on dirt, you get dust. But whenever you do the leaping with that, it's like plastering. Whatever dust would blow would get suppressed, mixing with the dung. That will take more than 48 hours, to totally start to dry out for it to go. See, whenever we have to have puja, it is important to have the bedi. And that bedi, you must smear, or what we might say, leap the bedi with cow dung. So a lot of people use plastic glove and plastic paper bag and whatnot and do it. But I use my bare hands. And I've been doing that for all the years I know, touching gobar. And my hand never gets any rash or doesn't get any problem.
Mix it and it's not too wet and slurry. If to do the lipe, what we call it, so that one, that wetty, and you just take the cloth and you pass it. That one we will call putni. Other than that, again, you mix it and you turn wet and slurry. So if you have any little patching and thing to do, we paste it and you patch it and then you pass it in the whole thing.
So how is it lipid surfaces have never resulted in any infections or skin irritations?
But I use my bare hands. And I've been doing that for all the years I know, touching gobar. And my hand never gets any rash or doesn't get any problem. So this thing that a lot of people feel, the cow dung is something you want to scorn, that is the misinformation. Sometimes, if the animal is not healthy, you may have a sort of a heavy smell in the dung. But you can counter that. And the easiest way to counter that is to put some kerosene over your hand and then wash off the kerosene.
Okay, so how do you know you have good quality gobar? I mean, you must know your raw materials, right?
If the animal has a diarrhea, for instance, like any other creature, then it will have a high smell. But if the animal gets enough hay or grass and reasonable amount of water, there is no big stench of it at all.
Yeah.
So the healthy animal, the dung will not be watery or very soft.
You know, it really warms me when I think this one creature has provided so much for our ancestors. Take, for example, milk. Many of us have had fresh cow's milk growing up, and some people still do. Well, let's see if you find some of this familiar.
Just milk from the cow, very sweet taste. I see nowadays on the TV they are telling you that milk is good to build your immunity. You can take hardy and mix it with milk and drink it every day. It's like a tonic that will heal inside all the time. Similarly, everything has to have turmeric now. You could have ginger and other things in it. So, pure milk, when you boil it, you get the cream on top, what we call a sari. Not S-A-R-I, because the S-A-R-I is the cloth. So this is a thin piece coating of keeping the fat on it. So we used to take that and take it off and put it inside the sada roti and enjoy it. To bake that, you need a little bit of souring agent, something that will sour it, and call it a curdle. So what I will do, I will keep the sari, as I said, the cream, for 3-4 days. That will eventually go through a process of fermentation, and a little bit of acid taste becomes there. A little bit of that is put onto the container in which I will put the dahi. And when the milk is slightly warm, you take the container and you smear it inside with the milk down on the starter. You just add the milk into that. And on a warm day, within 6 hours, it will get chunky. It will set like custard. If I put it about 10 o'clock, by 3-4 o'clock in the evening, I have the dahi. So in Trinidad, a lot of people like dahi, which is pink. But I enjoy the white dahi.
Fresh cow's milk.
Does the body good?
Now, I wanted to accomplish one more thing at the end of this interview, and that was how to milk a cow. But it wasn't possible at the time. Instead, I got another lesson.
It's not really working, but alright, I kind of get the idea. But
How to get long today. Long is easier. This grass long time was used, this one, for making mattresses
oh,
and doing stuff here in house.
oh,
That grass. So that is difficult to cut with this. So to cut that, what I do is I cut it off from below. And the tapia grass.
Cool.
So when they put in the dirt, they will tie this between a piece of wood and slap the dirt on this.
alright, so now I hook here.
And you're going below.
Oh God.
Well, take the hairs to yeah, that's how the handles get cut when you're going back on top there.
Oh, right, gotcha.
Anyhow, good. You try it.
Okay.
All right.
I know what you're thinking. Maybe she'll have better luck milking a cow. This has been Ancestral Connections. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Many thanks to Pundit Ramsundar Parasram, fondly known as Pundit Ram or Uncle Paras.